Welcome to the Week 3 video presentation series. These video clips are put together from games that happened around the state of West Virginia in Week 3 of high school football. So please use these clips to study and show at your local association board meetings for discussion and for rule interpretations. If there are any questions, please feel free to reach out to me either by phone, email, or text. In play number 1, we are going to have a good job by the officiating crew administering the correct free kick option for a kickoff that goes out of bounds. Remember, the receiving team can take the ball 25 yards from the previous spot where it was kicked from. They can penalize 5 yards from the previous spot and have the free kick repeated, or they can administer the 5-yard penalty from the dead ball spot where the ball goes out of bounds. So in this play, the free kick is going to go out of bounds on the far side of the field. And it's going to go out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So the receiving team will not want to take the 25-yard option, which would put it at the 35-yard line. The receiving team here chooses to take the 5-yard penalty from the dead ball spot, tacking the penalty on from the 34, taking it up to the 39, making it 1st and 10 for Team R. Good job by the officiating crew administering the correct option. In play number 2, we want to look at the initial position of the referee on this try for point. The referee is way out of position on this particular play, as the referee needs to be more back into the backfield deeper and looking in at the holder. This is a very dangerous position to be in, because if this play would be a fake or breakdown, the referee is going to be right in the middle of the action. So the circle drawn there is where the referee should position himself. So these films are produced so we can all get better and learn from the mistakes that we are making or have made during the previous week. So let's learn from our mistakes and make correction to your position when you are out of position and may not even know it. So once again, these are educational videos, but the videos are only effective if we are willing to make changes to the way mechanically that we officiate. In play number 3, this illustrates very good coverage by both the line judge and the field judge. They do a good job of communicating when the pass receiver gets 1 foot down, completing the catch. They do a good job of looking at each other, not being in too big of a hurry to give a signal, making sure that they process what their eyes have seen, and then go to give the touchdown signal. This is a good example of good officiating, and this is what we like to see. So as we slow this down, you're going to see the pass coming in. Receiver has possession. He completes the catch with 1 foot down. Both the line judge and field judge look at each other and then go up with a signal. In play number 4, we're going to have good position by the field judge to rule on this catch. The deep wings have the goal line here. But the pass takes the official off of the goal line as the pass is deep into the end zone. So the field judge in this situation is going to also have to rule on the end line. So the goal line is not threatened here because the pass does take the receiver deep into the end zone. So the field judge does not have to stay at the goal line to rule on this catch, no catch. So this is really good mechanics by the field judge to move in the direction of the pass and position himself where he needs to be to see what he needs to see. In play number 5, we have to ask ourselves the question, does a pass have to be overhanded to be a legal forward pass? The answer to that is no, as long as the initial direction of the ball out of the passer's hand is forward, then it does not matter if it is thrown overhanded or underhanded. So this pitch is legal as long as it is made in or behind the line of scrimmage by the passer. So this play is legal and it is officiated correctly. However, during this play, the defensive coaches do not understand what exactly just happened, and we must be able to go over and explain to the coaching staff and to the head coach when they do ask for an explanation of what just happened. We as officials must communicate with them. We are all in this together. Don't ignore the coaching staff and the head coach if he has questions about a particular play. When you have the opportunity, you want to go over and communicate with him. We want to have that open line of communication. This coaching staff was very frustrated after this play as they felt the officiating crew did not communicate with them. So just make sure that when coaches do have questions, as long as they're asking them in a professional manner, that we do give them an explanation that is needed. So as we notice here, this is a 5-man crew. If we would be working 6-man, we would have someone on that goal line pylon because this is a close play when it involves the goal line. However, in a 5-man system with the back judge in the center of the field, we are giving that up. So linesman does a good job, but in a 6-man mechanic system, we would have someone at that pylon to rule on this close action at the goal line pylon. In play number 6, we are going to have a good holding call on the edge made by the line judge. This is the kind of holds we like to see called, as there is restriction on the defender, and this hold influences the play in progress and is in the direction and point of attack. So this is what we want called. So nice job here by the officiating crew getting the restriction there on the defender number 7. In play number 7, we want to look at this potential illegal formation. Now this is not the best camera angle, but we want to look at the right tackle, and we have to ask ourselves, does the right tackle's head or foot break the waistline of the snapper? And it appears at this angle it does not. So if that was the case and he stays in this position, we would have at least 5 players in the backfield, making this an illegal formation foul. Over the last 2 to 3 weeks, the formations across West Virginia have looked pretty good on film. So kudos to everybody for making sure these alignments are correct. But remember to preventive officiate when you can and to penalize when it is needed. So let's stay on top of these formations as we approach the midpoint of the season. On play number 8, we are going to have a good job by the officiating crew picking up this illegal block in the back on a punt return. Let's remember to officiate the middle of the field both on scrimmage kicks and free kicks. So this is a nice job here with the crew once again on picking up this illegal block. On play number 9, we have an end zone view camera angle. And what we want to look at here is on the ball carrier, is this illegal helmet contact? Is it targeting? My answer would be yes, it is in both instances. And then we would have to ask ourselves then, do we deem this foul to be flagrant? It is a judgment call. But I do think definitely that an illegal helmet contact, helmet to helmet, is warranted here and should have been penalized. In play number 10, we are going to see the new legal forward pass rule for 2022 being utilized here, as we are going to have the passer is going to be beyond the lateral boundaries of the free blocking zone, 4 yards wide of the previous spot where the ball was snapped from, and he is going to throw the ball away legally as the ball is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and here it is going to get back beyond the line of scrimmage using the extension of the sidelines. So this is a play that illustrates that the sideline extension is included on the ball when determining if it gets back to the line of scrimmage or not. So good job here by the officiating crew, officiating this play correctly. If we are in doubt on if the ball is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and if it's close, then we are going to say that it did. The circle illustrates roughly where the ball looks like it landed out of bounds, which appears to be right behind the marker. So good job by the officiating crew allowing this play to be legal and not be penalized. Remember that we must give the offended team all the penalty options when administering a foul. Here is an example of where we are going to have an illegal formation on Team K. So this is a good job by the officials recognizing that we have 5 players in the backfield. However, remember that the receiving team has two options on this play. They can accept the foul and penalize 5 yards from the previous spot and replay fourth down. Or they also have the option, remember, to tack the 5-yard penalty on from the end of the run, the dead ball spot. So make sure that you are giving the head coach both options here, as this rule did change just a couple years ago. But as a crew of 5, 6, or 7, we are all out there together. So let's put our heads together, know the rules, and apply the rules correctly. In play number 12, we want to look at the position of the deep wing officials. I challenge all crews as we enter week 4 of high school football in West Virginia to review the 6-man mechanics page that is in the officials packet, which can be found online at wvssac.org under the officials tab. Please review the document in this packet, as it will tell you the proper position for both the side judge and the field judge when the ball is outside the 20-yard line, and also where the officials should position themselves when the snap is inside the 10-yard line. When the snap is inside the 10-yard line, the field judge and side judge need to start on the back corner pylon. This was changed in 2021, so this is now the second year that we are implementing this mechanic. So please make sure that you review this so we can be consistent statewide with how we apply our mechanics. In play 13, which is the final play of this video presentation series, we are going to have a PSK foul. Now, as I stated earlier in this presentation, this film presentation is put together for educational purposes. And this week, I had mentioned a play very similar to this, other than the type of foul that occurred, in the bulletin that was released to you a couple days ago. And I have received a couple phone calls from some officials statewide thinking that my ruling that I had put in the bulletin was incorrect. So as these officials called me on this, they found out that they learned something, as one of the officials was honest with me and said that he has probably misapplied this rule at least 5 times over the last few years. So this was a learning experience for him, as we are all trying to learn, we are all trying to get better. So this is a play that illustrated the bulletin play that I had put in. So we're going to have a punt, and during the kick, R is going to foul beyond the expanded neutral zone. The kick is going to end beyond the expanded neutral zone. So this is a PSK foul. So the basic spot for post-scrimmage kick enforcement is the end of the kick. That is the basic spot. Now, the officials that called me said, Well, Larry, couldn't the kicking team accept the penalty for R? It is a loose ball play foul. Go back to the previous spot, mark off the yardage, and more than likely it's going to give the kicking team a first down. That is not an option for Team K. Fouls that are PSK fouls by R, the basic spot is the end of the kick. There is not an option to go back to the previous spot. So once again, a learning experience for all, and this opened the eyes of a couple officials that are really, really good officials when it comes to knowing the rules, and they found out that they were mistaken on this, and that's okay. Nobody is perfect. We are all trying to get better, and we're all trying to learn. So that is the objective of this video series, and it's also the objective of the bulletin that is put out on a weekly basis. So on this play, R is going to get called, the team in white is going to get called actually for a personal foul. And the foul is going to occur in front of the basic spot, the end of the kick. So what would hurt Team R here the most is going back to the end of the kick and administering the penalty from there. As you can see here, this rule was misapplied. The crew went back to the previous spot, marked off the 15 yards, and that resulted in a first down for K. So once again, as officials, we are all out there together. Let's get together, 5, 6, 7 of you, and get together, apply the knowledge that you know, and get this rule application correct. This concludes the Week 3 video presentation. I want to thank everybody for their time and attention, and hopefully this was beneficial to you, and hopefully everybody learned something. So I want to wish all crews good luck this week and safe travels across this great state.